Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're all watching this from on this Sunday morning in the UK. In the UK, of course, and yeah, the F1 season has officially started. It only felt like 5 minutes ago that we had the 2024 season, and the 2025 season has started off with a ban, and it's the ban that Lando Norris wanted to start the season. The title favourite, Lando Norris, holding up Max Verstappen to win a very traumatic, wet Australian Grand Prix, where it was traumatic. We had DNFs for pretty much spin outs, really, from a lot of cards, and Lando Norris. To be fair to him, got off to a great start, didn't he? Got off to a great start off the line, which was one of the criticisms of last season. That Lando Norris didn't get off the line very well. It was actually his teammate. Oscar Piastri, that didn't get off the line very well, and who was vulnerable to Max Verstappen off the line into turns 1, 2, and 3, and we saw Max Verstappen eventually overtake Oscar Piastri down into second place. But by then, Lando Norris had already had a gap, and it's the perfect start. For Lando. The perfect start Lando Norris needed. Because we all remember Max Verstappen's early start to the season last season was the reason why he won the Drivers' Championship. So that's what Lando Norris needs to do. He needs to be at the top from the get-go, basically. And and McLaren, they were expected to be fair for Stones this Grand Prix. They were expected to win this Grand Prix. Could have easily been a 1-2. It could have easily been a 1-2 if Oscar Piastri didn't door onto the cobble and spin. And that really cost him a podium place, in my opinion. But Oscar Piastri, of course, did end up trotting that car back into the points. And you just never know by the end of the season what them points could matter. Could be vital to Oscar Piastri at the end of the season, and could be vital to McLaren at the end of the season as well. But yeah, perfect start for Lando Norris. Perfect start to the season. He was calm. He was cool. He was collected. Lando Norris. Lando Norris was vulnerable. He was vulnerable to Max Verstappen near the end. Because from what I've seen and heard, that Lando Norris did suffer a bit of damage to his car. Which is why he was vulnerable to Max Verstappen. But at the end of the day, it's an early statement win. It's an early statement win for Lando Norris in the Drivers' Championship. It's an early Drivers' Championship statement. He's beaten Max Verstappen, who's a master of these conditions, of the wet conditions as well. Obviously, it was unpredictable, the weather, because it did start off being wet, and near the end of the race, it ended up being dry, which is probably one of the reasons why Lando Norris did probably hold off Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen, I still think it's a good weekend for Max Verstappen. I expected Max Verstappen to be on the podium at best in terms of going into Australia. He would definitely take second place. He would have took that at the start of the Grand Prix, and before the Grand Prix, Max Verstappen. It means he's still obviously still too early in the season. It's only the first race of the season, but Max Verstappen, it just shows that Max Verstappen doesn't have the car, but he can still get good results in that Red Bull car, which is why I still think he will be in the Drivers' Championship race alongside Lando Norris and his teammate Oscar Piastri. And Max Verstappen was chasing Lando Norris down. Couple more laps, he probably would have got Lando Norris, in my opinion, Max Verstappen. But I think that all credit needs to go to Lando Norris, who has definitely earned a lot from last season. Because last season, Lando Norris would have panicked and probably lost out on the win. And we all remember Lando Norris in Russia 2021, where he was leading the Grand Prix, and it was a strategy that not pitting that toss Lando Norris that Grand Prix. So he's going to Lando Norris, and he's started off to the perfect start this season as Lando Norris. Max Verstappen, I think he should be happy with that. Second place, he should still be happy with that, especially with his car performance and race pace. He didn't have the race pace to really cope with McLaren in the end. He needed McLaren to have a damage to the car for Max Verstappen to close that gap onto Lando Norris. George Russell on the podium place. A good weekend for Mercedes. Very good weekend. Very good start to the season for Mercedes, who did come into this season with extra wind tunnel, and it is starting to show as well. George Russell finishing third after qualifying fourth, of course. So a solid race from George Russell. Kimi Antonelli, who was one of the drivers of the day, definitely one of the drivers of the day after they're knocked out in qualifying one, and got himself up to fourth place, not fifth, because Kimi Antonelli was reinstated back up to P4 after he was dropped down to P5 for unsafe reheats. But after the race, he was reinstated to back to P4, which means Alex Albon drops back down to P5, which is still very good for Alex Albon as well. In the Williams, of course, could have been better with that fourth place, with that 2 extra points. But perfect weekend for Mercedes as well. Great weekend for Mercedes, who both drivers finished above the Ferraris, which we'll get onto in a minute. But it shows a lot from Kimi Antonelli. I think Kimi Antonelli is definitely a nomination for Driver of the Day after having a disappointing qualifying. And to be fair, the only way was up for Kimi Antonelli after that qualifying session, and that's what happened. He went up to P4, and Kimi Antonelli showing why he's got potential, showing that talent as well. Alex Albon finishing in fifth place. Great weekend for Alex Albon. Again, could have been better for Williams if Carlos Sainz didn't have that spike problem with his car. If Carlos Sainz didn't have that spike problem, I think we would have had both Williams in the points. But still good start for Williams, with Alex Albon picking up quite a lot of points in terms of 10 points. And considering when we move on to Lance Stroll, who picked up 8 points in Aston Martin and the Williams cars, both of them are preparing for the 2026 regulations and basically writing this season off. And the fact that Williams and Aston Martin are both still starting the points just shows how scary they could be in terms of when the regulations kick in. So great weekend for Mercedes and Aston Martin, Williams and Aston Martin. Albeit it could have been better for their teammates Alonso and Carlos Sainz getting the points as well. Could have been even better, but they'll take that, Williams and Aston Martin. And Sauber, who were touted the worst car on the grid, people. Nico Hulkenberg, what a job from him. What a performance from him, getting in the points. And to rub salt in the wounds of Ferrari, Sauber, who have got a Ferrari engine, finished above both Ferrari drivers. And it is definitely a weekend to forget in terms of Ferrari, especially when Hulkenberg is finishing above here as well in that Sauber, doing a great job in that Sauber. That just shows Ferrari should be having a hard look at themselves, in my opinion. Oscar Piastri was, like I said earlier, with Oscar Piastri, he was only 9th because he went onto the trouble and spun, which cost him a podium place and a McLaren 1-2. Otherwise, he would be probably second behind Lando Norris. So that's why I do get Oscar Piastri off. And credit to Oscar Piastri for pulling that car back into the points as well. And then we come on to the two Ferrari drivers, Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. They scored points. Yep, they did score points, but that's not where Ferrari want to be. Ferrari are supposed to be the closest challenger to McLaren this season, and I've dare Ferrari fair criticism, calling them the poster boys of Formula One, but yet they have not won a Drivers' Championship since 2007 and Constructors' Championship since 2008. And once again, it was the one strategy once again from Ferrari. It's the diff that diffs on divin. I did tell people, don't overhype Ferrari. Just do not overhype them this season. And by the way, Ferrari will win races this season. They will. They will win races this season, Ferrari. But for me, the flaws are already there from past seasons at Ferrari. Once again, poor team strategists at the team, poor team strategy members for me at the team. As you can't really blame the drivers that much. Lewis Hamilton has already had friction with Ferrari on the team radio during the race, saying, "Deceive me to it." Saying that twice or three times, so there's already that friction between him and Ferrari. And Charles Leclerc, I don't think he's ever been dud in the wet races, has he? I don't think he's ever been dud in wet conditions. If it was trial conditions, I think Charles Leclerc would probably get himself more higher up the grid. Lewis Hamilton was supposed to be the master of these wet conditions, but yet he finished 10th. I think for me that just tells you everything for me. That Lewis Hamilton is no longer, for me, I think he's Ayrton now, let's be real. I think the Ayrton part of Lewis Hamilton is showing. Ferrari's exactly, that's hurrah to get a massive pension at the team as well. I said it started the season, and I know it's only the first race of the season, but the evidence is already there that these Ferrari strategy team members are already going to cost Ferrari once again this season. And Ferrari crumble when it really matters as well. When it really matters. I'm not saying this really mattered yet because it's the first race of the season, but already first race of the season, and it's the same old Ferrari for me. Same old Ferrari, and that is shocking for the poster boys of Formula One, in my personal opinion. But for the Ferrari PR team will brainwash all Ferrari fans, all these unicorns, all these unicorns that love Charles Leclerc. Oh, look how handsome he is, Charles Leclerc is. All these Lewis Hamilton fan girls as well. All being brainwashed into PR from Ferrari as well. And for me, it's an awful start. I'm sorry, it's an awful start from Ferrari for me. Very awful start. I'm not interested in all this. Well, they weren't expected because of the conditions, etc., etc. But hang on a minute, Lewis Hamilton's supposed to be the master of wet conditions. So Ferrari are just never done enough. They're just never done enough for me, no matter what lineup they put out. I said at the start of the season with Ferrari that the main problem is the team members, not the drivers for me. Obviously, on paper, the drivers aren't bad. Let's be real. It's not a bad lineup in terms of the drivers. But the team members are just a massive letdown of Ferrari, and that's going to cost them once again this season. So they are the drivers that stored the points then, got into the points. Perdazi, for most of the race, Perdazi was done being the points. So he may feel a bit disappointed to miss out on the points. Yuki Tsunoda, again, he qualified well, didn't he? But dropped down massively out the points as well. Esteban Ocon and Ollie Berman, I think that just papers over the tracks at Haas for me, where the Haas car was still slow. The Haas was still slow for me, despite they did finish 13th and 14th. They were helped massively by the DNFs, because otherwise they would probably be the bottom two if there weren't any DNFs. And But I don't think we should judge Haas just yet, in my opinion. I think Haas are going to have a similar season to Alpine did that season, where Alpine were probably the worst car on the grid to start the season off that season, and then they got the deferment in as well, deferments in the car, and I think that's what's going to happen to Haas. I think Haas will come up squad, will get better and better once the season goes on. So, Ian Lawson suffered a DNF due to spin out. It collided with the barriers. So, not the greatest of starts on Ian Lawson, who is the replacement for Sergio Perez at Red Bull. Dario Bortoleto, pretty much the same thing again. Carlos Sainz obviously got a spike in his car. Fernando Alonso touched the curve and spun and clashed with the collided with the barriers as well. So we did have a few safety cars during the race. Jack Doohan, again, another one. Jack Doohan lost his rear wing during his crash. But all the heartfelt go to Isaac Hadjar, who did not get off the line, because in the formation lap, Isaac Hadjar did spin, and he couldn't start his car then, which was a bit of a heartbreaking moment on his F1 debut for Isaac Hadjar, who got comforted by Lewis Hamilton's dad as well. So, but all Isaac Hadjar can do is keep his chin up. He got the Chinese Grand Prix that is going to come along. The Chinese Grand Prix is coming on next weekend, and what does it mean? Well, it's only the first race of the season, but what it means for the driver standings, the constructor standings, is that. Hang on a minute. I think Timmy Anthony, 27 points, yeah. So, ignore that. Mercedes are on 27 points, and they are joint on points with McLaren. Because this was the table before Timmy Anthony was reinstated, so they're both on 27 points. Williams are on 10 points, so ignore that as well. Red Bull on 18. Aston Martin on 8. Sauber with 6. Ferrari in 7th, behind Aston Martin, Sauber and Williams. Awful start to the season for Ferrari, and Alpine, Racing Bulls and Haas yet to store points this season. So that is my Formula 1 Australian Grand Prix review. We will be back for the Chinese Grand Prix predictions quite shortly. Quite shortly. I might do it after this. The Chinese Grand Prix predictions, which will be the second race of the season and will be the first sprint weekend of the season. The Chinese Grand Prix. And but feel free to leave your thoughts down below on this review, down below in the comments, as Super Lando Norris hits off the season with the perfect start, holding off Max Verstappen in what might be seen as an early driver's title race statement against what will be which will be one of the contenders for the title in Max Verstappen and the defending champion, as Lando Norris holds off Max Verstappen to win the Australian Grand Prix, with George Russell picking up the final podium place in a thematic Australian Grand Prix to kickstart the Formula 1 season.